Jorgensen, we know, is in good form. Well, his first round against Inka Long, well, had to come back from 13-18 down in that first game. Saved a game point, incidentally, at 19-20 before winning it 22-20 and 21-11. In the second round against the qualifier, Boonsak Ponsana, he once again had to save a game point in the opening game at 19-20. And what a thrilling opening game that was, 28-26, more comfortable in the second. So his teammate Victor Axelsen, the World Championship bronze medalist, in the quarter-final yesterday. So to Sho Sasaki, the 32-year-old from Hokodate, the city port in Japan, up one place in the world ranking this week to number 16. He has, of course, been a top 10 player. In November 2011, he was number 6 in the world ranking. Won final last year, reached the final of the Asian Championships, losing out to Lin Dan in the final. Yesterday, well, he beat Rajiv Usif, the first Englishman to reach a quarter-final of the All England Championship since the late Anders Nielsen back in 1992. So, heartbreak for Usif, but my goodness, didn't Sho Sasaki play well. Incidentally, the first round match against Hans Christian Wittinghus. Wittinghus was the number 7 seed, and Wittinghus was one of 3 seeds to lose in the very first round of these championships. Well, this will be the 4th meeting between these 2 players, and of the previous 3, Sho Sasaki has won 2 of them. But more importantly, Jan Jorgensen won the last meeting, which was last week. Yes, at the German Open 2015 quarter-final stage, and it was 2 straight games. So one assumes that having played each other just a week ago, the psychological effect will very much favour the Dane. So, Potter from England and Viraj Gunutri of Mauritius, our service judge.
Let's get back to the will be enjoying the action. Courtside, that could be you. I'm sure you've got happy smiling faces in the crowd. They'll be sitting there for an hour enjoying the action. It could be you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Sho Sasaki, Japan. And on my left, Jan Jorgensen, Denmark. Sho Sasaki to serve. Love all. Play.
So Sho Sasaki of Japan in only his 5th Super Series semi-final. Never has he gone beyond the semi-final stage in a Super Series event. Well taken from Jan Jorgensen. Jorgensen, in contrast, has been in 4 Super Series tournament finals, winning 3 of them, including, of course, last year's Indonesia Premier Super Series. Good flick serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Sho Sasaki, China. On my left, China.
Missed it. Now, Steen, what's the word in the Danish camp? I know you've been talking to the head coach, Lars Uar, and perhaps heard through the grapevine Jan confident for this?
Yeah, as you said earlier, Jill, he won comfortably in German Open, so he should be confident that he can actually beat Sho Sasaki. But sometimes there's two sides of the coin. That there's also expectations that he has a great opportunity of reaching his first ever All England final. So I have like three scenarios in my head. Either Jan sort of repeats the easy win from Germany, or he struggles in the first game here, perhaps winning it as we've seen throughout the tournament, and then have an easy second game. Or perhaps he could go on to lose the first game and then be in real trouble in this match.
Yes, I've thought in some of his earlier matches that obviously with him being the #2 seed, he's looked at the draw, he's looked at the seeds that have been beaten in early stages, and it must have gone through his mind, this is my biggest and best chance of an All England final. And that then imposes pressure on yourself, because you sort of think, I've got to do it this year.
He definitely has put pressure on himself. He's commented to newspapers that he knew how it was to play a semi-final. Playing a quarter-final didn't really bother him anymore, and he's been in the semi-final, so he wanted to move on. He wanted to win the All England, try to get his name on as many titles as possible before the end of his career. So that's definitely putting pressure on himself, and let's see how it affects him.
That's good defence. Yeah, because time has a nasty habit of creeping up on him, doesn't it? Because, you know, I always think of Jan Jorgensen as one of the up-and-coming youngsters, but he's now 27 years of age.
Exactly.
It's similar, though, for this man.
6-1.
Because Sasaki, well, at the age of 32, I mean, how many more chances will he get? He must also be thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's who handles the pressure better. Missed it.
Of course, we've also seen some matches where Jan Jorgensen has played where sort of the mental momentum changes very rapidly during a match. So I think he's gotten a good start here, but let's see if Sasaki can climb back.
Oh, it's great, an attacking play from Sho Sasaki.
3-6.
And that's definitely something that can turn things around. If he can get through the defense of Jan Jorgensen, then he will create uncertainty on the Danes' side. String.
Service over. 7-3.
Yeah, just to emphasise your point that you were making, Steen, about making a good start. He was 8-2 up in his quarter-final against Victor Axelsen, his teammate, and then found himself 11-8 down. Presumably that's something that Danish coaches are trying to work on, keeping his focus and his concentration at a high level throughout the entirety of a match.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes the mind wanders and thinks of all other things than this badminton match you're actually playing at the moment. So he's working pretty hard on that.
He's a quick man. In fact, both players on court are known for their speed of movement.
9-3.
Jan Jorgensen is a bit of a character, isn't he? What with his ponytail, his long flowing hair, his body art and his long stockings. keeping his calf muscles warm.
I think in the beginning, the stockings was actually due to a sponsorship
Service over,
contract.
4-9.
Well, he's started a trend because an awful lot of the players, world champion Chen Long wears those long stockings now as well. Yeah, softer smash there from Sho Sasaki. That was clever play.
5-9.
Yeah, no pace to feed off. Got to generate the pace on your defensive shot, and that's much, much harder.
Well played by Sasaki, keeping the net there.
6-9.
Oh my goodness, that was good control from Jan Jorgensen, because Sho Sasaki was ready to pounce. That took courage. Look, he's getting forward, still can't deal with it. Oh, goodness me. Oh, terrible indecision on that sideline from Jan Jorgensen.
Service over, 7-10.
Look, he's watching it. Oh, decides to play it. That's great.
Very clinical when Jan plays too short.
8-10.
Sho Sasaki. Excellent interception there. Steep smash. Just a flick of the wrist.
Service over, 11-8. Interval.
Nice angle from Jan Jorgensen, taking him to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage.
Det er vigtigt, at du stadigvæk ligger og investerer i nogle hårdere dueller, sådan, altså hver tredje af dem, for at det holder ham ligesom væk for at kunne træffe de rette beslutninger.
Ja, så lidt mere spil, sådan at
det bliver... lidt mere spil, hvor du også selv investerer, altså de går op og slår de der bløde stik, og kommer frem og kan både lave den korte og så den over ham. Ikke? Ja. Så hvis du rykker på nettet, og du vil tabe ned, så gå all in. Ja. Eller stop den af, fordi han står kun og venter tilbage.
Han venter på frygten.
Ja.
Okay. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Mere,
Court 1,
hele tiden ligger
20
deroppe i
seconds.
rundetempo der. Så han kommer frem og vil trykke dig mere flad. Ikke? Det er der, han har haft succes. Der vil jeg trykke dig flad og prøve lidt væk.
Former world number 2, Kenneth Jonassen. Danish coach there. Now he was saying something about the steep angles.
Yeah, just try to get the shuttles below the tape at some point, and still continue to play some long rallies, make Sho Sasaki work really hard, because the Danes feel that it will keep Sasaki from making the correct decisions. And then when Jan attacks and gets a chance at the net, he can either go all in, try to kill it, or he can just block it at the net and feel that Sasaki is sort of waiting for the push.
13-8.
Well, we shouldn't underestimate the capabilities of Sho Sasaki. We should remember that he's beaten the Olympic champion Lin Dan going back to the Indonesian Super Series event of 2011 and beat him in 2 straight games. And I remember watching that and I thought that he was absolutely in the zone. Sho Sasaki, it was a brilliant performance, thoroughly deserved his victory over the 5-time world champion.
Important rally for Sasaki. Came out into losing 3 easy points here, so very important for him to get back in it.
He is a quick mover, isn't he, Sho Sasaki, getting behind that shuttle to play the straight smash.
He's had some success targeting the backhand side of Jorgensen. His footwork not exactly in place there.
Yes, a good little spell by Sho Sasaki.
11-14.
Now that flat pressure from Sasaki is important because that creates the opportunity for a killing shot right after.
Service over, 15-11.
I won't rule out that this kind of tactic can work today, but I fear that Jan is being a little bit too passive when he plays these long rallies. And
yeah, I remember you and I watching his quarterfinal at the 2013 World Championships in Guangzhou against Tian Minh Nguyen of Vietnam. And we were watching and thinking, why isn't he going for his shots? He's just keeping the shuttle going.
Of course, it's a fine line between being too passive and attacking too much. But and when he plays his best, he can mix it up well.
Rally. It's a long rally too. Oh, it was deflected by the net cord, making it desperately difficult for Sho Sasaki to retrieve that one.
17-11.
Little look down towards that back line, first of all, from Sho Sasaki. And look how that changes direction. Still very nearly got it. 32 shots. I thought that was a long one. Just going back on that point about the passive play, do you think that Jan is the character that, you know, when he gets into a pressure situation, a big match, that he goes out and he's got a sort of mental attitude of, there's no way I'm going to lose this, rather than saying to himself, I'm going out to win it, which may seem the same thing, but actually it's very different in the mental approach.
Yeah, I think he has a tendency to play it a little bit safe.
Yeah. Ooh, that was wide. There's a challenge there. It's got to be a challenge.
Sho Sasaki challenges.
That was called in.
Called in.
But I was convinced it was wide. So the Jorgensen springs into action. Oh, I am very, very surprised about that.
Challenge unsuccessful. 19-11. Sho Sasaki has one challenge remaining. Play.
Well, game points have come around
20
for the day.
11.
Delightful. Great disguise on the winning shot there from Jorgensen. 21-11 in 90 minutes of play, and the Dane is just one game away from a first All-England final.
Det er altid bedst at vinde, at de er der ofte. Fordi så er det, du får den her periode efter, hvor det er dig, der stadigvæk kan spille godt med, og han tager chancer. Så forventer jeg stadigvæk, at han kan prøve det her. Han er nødt til at blive lidt offensiv. Han er meget mere med, eller? Nej, du har måske en anelse. Det er nu her til sidst, man begynder at og så er alt, der bolden vender på. Samme intensitet i spillet.
Well, Kenneth Jonassen, the Danish coach, spent quite some time with Jan Jorgensen, and in a way I seem a little bit surprised about that, because he must be so pleased with the way his player executed that first game. What was he saying?
Yeah, I'm sure he's pleased, but I think also he's concerned, because this is a big opportunity for Jan, and he was saying that he needs to invest in these long rallies. He didn't really care whether Jan won it or lost it. I mean, of course, it's better to win it than to lose it, but it would give him opportunities afterwards, and they would force Sasaki to take chances. So definitely they feel that Jan is in superior physical shape. They also expect Sasaki to attack a little bit more on this side.
Yeah.
And I have to agree with what Kenneth said. It's now Sasaki needs to come up with something, because if Jan runs away here, there's no chance that he will get tensed or nervous. And that's exactly what Kenneth was talking about. He's going to take a little bit of wild shots from time to time. And Jan looks good at the moment. Really, really solid.
that one. Definitely wide of the singles
Service
court.
over, 1-2.
Masuda, the Japanese coach. He is looking concerned, isn't he?
Perhaps one of the ideas that Sasaki could use was to variate a lot, also on his services. Sometimes in the middle of the field, sometimes to the side, and so on. Simply to create uncertainty on the Danish part of the court.
Service over, 3-all.
Just asking if he can tell now.
4-3.
Sho Sasaki. Do you know what his nickname is? His teammates give him a nickname.
No.
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
And they give him that name after the character Lincoln Burrows from Prison Break. Did you see that on the television series?
No, I'm probably one of the only ones who doesn't see Prison Break.
Yeah, it was great. Anyway, his teammates think that he looked like the actor that played Lincoln Burrows. Yeah, I see your point. The longer rallies, and in the end, the left-hander really feels he has to go for the perfect shot to win the rally. And inevitably, when you try and do that, you start making errors. Yes, fast.
And this was exactly what Kenny Jorgensen was talking about. When you play these long rallies, right after the next 2 or 3 rallies, you get a lot of easy chances. And I don't like the way that Sho Sasaki lost that long rally. Going desperately for the line. Shows that he is uncertain if he can score points on Jan Jorgensen.
Yes. Look at the body language now as well. Obvious disappointment on missing that net shot. Wide. Well, Sho Sasaki has to be awfully careful right now. Yeah, I think his coach senses it too.
Great.
Running out of steam is Sho Sasaki. He's almost at walking pace now. Oh, credit to him. No, that's gone wide. Yeah. And Sho Sasaki asked for the court to be mopped, and that will give both players a little bit of a breather.
8-4.
Just leaning towards that defensive shot rather than getting there with the feet first. Yeah, Jorgensen understandably pleased with that. He knows that's hurt his opponent physically. 47 shots, longest rally of the match.
What a boost it will be should he succeed in entering the final, Jorgensen. He was heavily criticized by some part of the Danish media after the World Championships in Denmark, where he had to retire due to an injury. Participated in the Denmark Open, but merely entered because it was in Denmark, and his performance at that tournament was questioned by media. So what a boost it would be if he could enter the All-England final.
Service over, 5-8.
I think the last Dane in the final of the All-England Championships was Peter Gader back in 2004. Lost out to Lin Dan in the final.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Six, 8.
Just wide. There.
Service over, 9-6.
A look of disappointment from Keda Masuda. So important for Sho Sasaki that he keeps the scoreline close.
Yes, and he needs to cut down on these 100% chances, because he was moving in the opposite direction. He was moving out of his own court. So
yeah, that one, very different. He was completely on balance.
Exactly. And he was able to retrieve a return from Jorgensen, which was not the case on the previous occasion.
That's good judgment. Lets it drop wide.
Service over, 10-7.
Sasaki is in trouble whenever he loses his balance, and sometimes he sort of enforces it on himself by taking chances that are not really there.
Service over, 8-10.
Oh, look at that. And what a contrast with Jan Jorgensen's movement into that round-the-head position. As he's hitting the shuttle, he's transferring the body weight, his movement is coming forward, even as he's hitting the smash. Yeah. Look at that, already moving forward. Yeah, and look at the disappointment. Left stranded. Sho Sasaki, so in the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage.
Han kæmper for overlevelse. Okay? Så, hvad sker på din egen forbane? Ja, de holdt det der. Stadigvæk investering. Ja. Så en gang imellem, så skal vi lige have fat i smasset.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Ja, lige nok.
Very concentrated, Kenneth Jonasson there. Pretty much reinforcing Jorgensen.
11-8. Play.
Well, from Sho Sasaki's point of view, I guess he's got to say to himself, right, it's now or never, and therefore just give it absolutely everything.
Yeah, but everything in terms of using a lot of power, not going for the lines, because then the match will be over and he will still have some stamina left. I mean, he should show that he's ready to work really, really hard now.
Service over, 12.
Of course, the next 3 rallies are so important because he needs to get close to Jan.
It's a dilemma, though, isn't it? You know, I understand completely what you're saying, but for a player out there on court, he knows that unless he gets the shuttle right to the back of the court, close to the lines, he's not going to get any sort of an advantage. And therefore, you know, he's not going to get his opponent out of position. So you're just drawn into having to play those perfect shots.
Yeah, and that's the thing about these unforced errors. They are really forced by how you judge your own physical capability compared to the opponent's, how you compare your technical skills and so on. So if you feel you're worse off than your opponent, you're prone to take bigger chances.
15-9.
16-9.
I'll tell you something else I'm noticing, and I'm thinking back to Jakarta last year and the Indonesia Premier Super Series event, which Jan Jorgensen won in the end, beating Chen Long in the semi-final and then Kenichi Tago in the final. And what he did so well was control his emotions. There wasn't overt celebrations after a great rally or anything, just a little quiet, clenched fist, keeping his concentration, no yelling and so on. We've seen it with other players in this All England Championships, and I'm seeing a similar thing here.
Yeah.
That good focus and concentration.
Yeah, and I think that's what Kenneth is really looking for in the interval coachings.
That
Sho
was
Sasaki challenges.
deserved a challenge from where we are, and we're right at the top of the stadium, but I thought that looked as if it was in, but it was called out. So a challenge here from Sho Sasaki. He's only got one challenge remaining. He's challenged once and he was wrong on that occasion. Yeah, it's good the Hawkeye, the crowd get involved. They pulled it out.
Challenge unsuccessful.
That's the one I'm surprised about.
17-10. Sho Sasaki has no challenges remaining. Play.
Yeah. Knows that he's just 3 points away from a place in the All England final. Creeping ever closer to his goal. A moment of defiance from Sho Sasaki, but one suspects it's too little, too late. Now that's probably what you were alluding to earlier, Steen. Use the smash, not going for the line, not trying to make the smash a winner, but using it as a setup for the follow-up and the kill.
And exactly that backhand corner, backhand defense, that has been the only spot where I think Sasaki has been able to get through on a regular basis. He's simply lacked the weapons to put pressure on Jorgensen.
Two tantalising points away
19-11.
from the All-England final for Jan Jorgensen. Oh, indecision.
Service over, 12-19.
That's brilliant. What a magnificent cross-court smash, and a lovely, lovely way to bring up match point opportunities.
Service over, 20, match point, 12. Game.
Only one is needed. The 11-year wait is over for another day to contest the All-England men's singles final. Jan Jorgensen, the Danish fans on their feet. He walks across to show his appreciation to his loyal fans. 21-11, 21-12. It was a convincing victory. The traditional Danish celebration.
21-11, 21-12.
A little over 40 minutes of play. And he's through to another Super Series tournament final. It will be his 5th Super Series final appearance tomorrow, but his first ever at the All-England Championships. Their confirmation of the score, 21-11, 21-12. But he has to remember that the job is not done yet. Well, it's been such a mental thing for Jan Jorgensen to get to an All-England final. He's talked about the desire, he's talked about the opportunities this year, being the number 2 seed, and having seen other seeds fall by the wayside, he knew this was the opportunity, but how dearly he would love to lift the trophy tomorrow afternoon. Well, he's still on course, and therefore Jan Jorgensen should be very happy and very proud of his semi-final today. So he finds time to sign a couple of shirts and give some of the fans something to remember this wonderful victory. Into the final tomorrow, Jan Jorgensen. Well, obvious delight for Jorgensen through to his first ever All-England final, but who will he play tomorrow? Will it be the world champion Chen Long, or will it be the Olympic champion and five-time winner of this event, Lin Dan? So our next match, we turn our attention back to women's singles again, and we have the world and European champion, number 6 seed here, Carolina Marin from Spain. She's up against the number 7 seed, Tai Su Ying of Chinese Taipei. So there is our current world champion, Carolina Marin from Madrid, the 21-year-old. And what an occasion for her, making her 4th appearance at the All-England Championships, and it's the very first time she's been